But first, our top story tonight, an animal cruelty case in the headlines for months in Belmont County comes to a close today with a judge sending the woman to jail. Thank you for joining us for 7 News at 6. I'm Colin Roos. Judge Chris Berhalter said he couldn't think of a more horrifying scenario. DK Wright has our coverage of the sentencing.
The call to the repossessed house in Barton last November was a nightmare for Belmont County hoof and paw.
In one room, the room was lined with rabbit cages, and in those cages we found multiple dead rabbits everywhere. And we found a cat on the couch that had just basically laid and died. We found another cat in amongst the feces on the floor.
The owner, Christine Edgar, had walked out 7 years earlier, leaving her pets without water or food and never returning. Humane agent Julie Larish said conditions were horrible.
We had to wear masks. You could not breathe in them.
31 rabbits, cats, and kittens were abandoned and died. The defense argued that Christine Edgar was going through a bad breakup, the recent death of a family member, and an emotional crisis. Lawyers on both sides and the investigating humane agent recommended a sentence of only community service. Judge Chris Berhalter said no.
You walked away from 31 animals who I assume every day in that cage kept waiting for you to come back to feed and water them, and you didn't. They died. They died of dehydration. They died of hunger.
The defense claimed Edgar had been an animal lover.
But I can't imagine anybody but a monster doing that to defenseless animals who had no way to survive.
The sentence, 31 days in jail for a reason.
You will do a day in jail for every animal you abandon. That's why you will serve 31 days in the Belmont County Jail.
The judge also placed Edgar on parole for 2 years afterward. During that time, he said, she is to own no animal. In the judge's words, not even a goldfish. In Belmont County, DK Wright for 7 News, working for you.
DK, thanks. The judge also ordered Edgar to do 10 days of community service, 8 hours each day at Belmont County Hoof and Paw. She must have that completed by the end of September.